Science, which is the topic is on cooperation. Okay, so before going on to the chapter or before learning about the chapter, let us first understand what cooperation is. So cooperation is a process or an action of working together for a common purpose. Alright, so let's just take an example that your teacher gave you a work like a project or an assignment, a group assignment to you. So because it is a group assignment, you have to sit together, discuss among yourself, and then listen to one another. Alright, so by listening to one another, discussing among yourself, then taking each and every point that each and every one of you have, in that way we can say that okay, you are doing a work in cooperation, you are doing your work in good cooperation. Your cooperation is very good. So before moving further into the text, let me just ask you some questions. Alright, let me just give you some exercise. Do one thing, you ask yourself a few questions. Alright, you ask yourself questions like do I listen carefully to others, like our elders, our teachers, our parents, and yes, do I listen carefully to others? Alright, and then the next would be, do I share what I have with others? Alright, do I share what I have with others? Whatever I have, even if it's a small thing also, do I share it with others? Alright, and then the next one would be, do I compromise when I with someone else get involved into a conflict or a dispute? Right? Just ask yourself these kinds of questions to know that whether I am being cooperative with others or not. Right? Whether I am a cooperative person or not. Just try asking all those questions, because whenever in the third case, when you compromise, when you are involved in a conflict, in this case, even if you are in conflict or dispute with any other person, just try sit down and then try discussing those problems with each other. Alright, so we can just sit down and discuss those problems. Okay, what I did wrong. If I did anything wrong, then you can say that, okay, I'm sorry, I have done these things, and then I feel bad with that I have said all these things to you. Alright, so I'm sorry. So if you sit down and then talk with each other, everything can be compromised. Alright, you can work it through cooperation. Alright, or else instead of just arguing with each other and shouting with each other that you have done all these things wrong, you are the one who told me all these things, and I feel really bad for that. Instead of shouting and arguing with each other, just sit down and then have a good conversation with each other. Listen to what the other person is going to say to you, or if you have any point that you want to say, just tell them so that they can listen. Alright, through cooperation. Alright. So, having finished that, let's move on to the chapter. So, in this chapter, we are going to learn about how cooperation between some poor farmers led to the establishment of one of the greatest one of the greatest modern day enterprise, alright, which is Amul. Okay, Amul, we all know what brand it is. It is a brand which is very popular in India. Alright, so we are going to read the story of Amul. About 6 decades ago, an ordinary farmer in the Khera district of Gujarat depended solely on the production of seasonal crops for livelihood. The income from milk of buffaloes are unpredictable. The farmers had to travel a long way to the Paulson dairy in Anand to deliver milk. Okay, so about 6 decades ago, that will be around 60 years ago, or 60 years from now. Not 60 years from now, 60 years ago. The farmers, they depend on solely on the production of seasonal crops. Alright, they depend solely on the production of seasonal crops, that is milk for them, because they have lots of cows or buffaloes, so they depend on seasonal crops only. In order to deliver milk, the farmers had to travel a very long distance, because they have to deliver milk in a place called the Paulson Dairy, which is in Anand in Gujarat. Alright, so because they have to travel a very long journey, they often, the milk, we all know that it is perishable, so it all gets sour when they reach the place. And because of the quality of the milk, the buyers, they used to take the milk in any amount, like they used to argue or they used to bargain the amount of milk. So in that way, the farmers, they have no other choice but to give or sell the milk in whatever amount the buyers argue it. Okay, so because the farmers, they have to go a very long distance, they gradually realize that they could free themselves from the clutches of the private traders and middlemen only if they start marketing the milk by themselves. They started thinking that, okay, if I go for a long distance, then it is our loss, so let us just make a cooperation among ourselves, let us just make a cooperative among ourselves, and then start marketing the milk by ourselves. Right? They decided to pull up their milk and work as a cooperative. This resulted in the formation of the Kaira District Cooperative Milk Producers Union Limited, which is nowadays popularly known as AMUL. Okay, so this AMUL, it was registered in 14 December 1946. Alright, it was registered in 14 December 1946. The Kaira Union began pasteurizing milk for the Bombay Milk Scheme in June 1948. By the end of 1948, more than 400 farmers joined in many villages societies, and the quantity of milk handled by them increased from 250 to 5,000 liters per day. Today, it is jointly owned by about 2.41 million milk producers in Gujarat, and their average milk collection is 10.16 million liters per day. So, yes, this Kaira Union, they began pasteurizing milk. They began pasteurizing milk in June 1948, and by the end of June 1948, there are many farmers came up. Many farmers came up and joined their organizations, and then they produces a good quantity and a good quality of milk. So AMUL is managed by the Gujarat Cooperative Milk Marketing Federation Limited, right? And then the former chairman of this federation is Dr. Varghese Kurian. He is widely regarded as the man behind the success of AMUL, right? He upheld the objective behind the formation of AMUL in the following words. Let me just read out the words that he spoke. Alright, I believe that all of us present here are blessed to be a part of one of the most ambitious idealistic movements witnessed by human civilization called cooperation. Cooperation is first and foremost a philosophy. It is a faith that human beings are capable of transcending narrow self-interest to work together to achieve a common and highest goal. However, the magic of cooperation is seen with this philosophy is translated into business and economic success. So according to him, cooperation is a philosophy, right? Philosophy to work together or to achieve a common goal or highest goal. Alright? And then the magic of cooperation is most probably seen when this philosophy is translated into business and economic success, because in business cooperation and all, most of the time there is a need of cooperation among the workers and the management. The farmers of the Kheda district, they not only have a vision to act on their own, to act for their own goods, but also for the benefits of the society. Like for example, the AMUL pattern, it has contributed much in the White Revolution, which has made India the largest producer of milk. And there are many milk products which is very famous all over the world, which is the product of AMUL. Like for example, we have milk powder, milk, butter, ghee, and cheese, chocolate, ice cream. They are all the brands of AMUL. So what started as a humble enterprise based on cooperation has developed into a significant and social economic force and is still growing. So this AMUL Corporation, which they have started as just to help themselves or to manage their own needs, this country cooperation, it started to develop into a very significant social and economic force, and it is still growing. The cooperative in the villages of Kaira are contributing to various desirable social changes, such as it has encouraged the voluntary mix of the various social and ethnic groups for a common cause to promote equality and cooperation. So because many of the workers or farmers, they while working here, they doesn't promote inequality. They try to promote equality and cooperation among different groups, whether regardless of their caste or creed, or whether they are poor or rich. If they wanted to contribute it, if there is cooperation, they try to cooperate with one another. Right? Point number 2, it has exposed the villagers to various modern amenities and technologies, which has made their life easier and has also helped them to apply this for their own advancement. So because of the modern, because there are many modern technologies nowadays which are in use. So with the help of all those modern technologies, it helps the life of the farmers or the villagers easier. Point number 3, more than 900 village cooperatives have created jobs for nearly 5,000 people in their own villages. And so because of this cooperation, it helped many of the villagers or the farmers to get their jobs, or yes, to get their jobs and then help or earn a livelihood. Alright? And then this movement, it also benefited a lot to the women, because because with the help of this cooperation, the women, they started to contribute a lot in the household economy. Right. The AMU pattern has set as sterling example of cooperation and understanding. It is being replicated all over the world for economic progress. It is considered one of the leading enterprises of the world and continues to function on the principle of cooperation. So this AMU pattern, this AMU pattern, it is regarded as one of the most successful dairy farming. The AMU pattern, it has set an example of cooperation and understanding. It is one of the leading enterprise of the world and continues to function on the principles of cooperation. So at the end of this chapter, I just wanted all of you students to understand the meaning of cooperation and to practice it in your daily life. Right? For example, if you do a work, or whenever you do a work in a group, like in a group with your friends, maybe with your friends or someone others, but whenever you do work in a group, try to listen to each and everyone's point of view and then try to give your own point of view also. Alright, in this way you will work in a cooperation and then the result will be a good one. Alright, thank you.
Stay home, stay safe, good